Hey team, so what I want to go over today is falling techniques. I think this is a great time to recover if you've got new players coming in or even vets in a season where we're not going to be actively playing and we're maybe not actually going to be tackling each other. This is a great time to build up these skills so that we can come back safer with stronger necks, stronger cores, all that stuff, and some really good muscle memory and good body habits. I can't stress enough how you need to be practicing this even if you're a seasoned veteran in the game. Doesn't matter how long you've played, you should be actively practicing falling over and over with good techniques so it's in your body. You don't have to think about it, you just fall well. So I'm going to do kind of build up. So we'll start, I'm going to pretend that we're working with somebody who's never played before, never done contact, anything before. So what I would do is I would just have us start sitting on the ground. We start sitting on the ground and we would work on falling backwards but not falling to the center line of our back. So we're thinking about falling backwards but not like this, right? So we don't want to land on that middle part, we want to tuck to a side. So everything we're doing, we're thinking about one side of your butt and that corresponding shoulder being the parts of your body that hit the ground, not your spine. Rugby ball is a great way to teach yourself to not reach for the ground. So you can just take the rugby ball, pull it to your chest, tuck those hands in to start. Chin gets tucked, so you think about being a turtle and tucking into your shell, that's where we want your head. Teeth are closed, you should be wearing a mouth guard, but especially if you're not, let's make sure those teeth don't bang together. So you would just practice on both sides. So you would lay back to the side, and you would come back up. And you would lay back to the other side, and you would come back up, and we would practice that way. Once you got the hang of that a little bit, we would start thinking about placements. So thinking about my own team being in the direction that you're all watching me now, I would fall back and then I would reach to make that place forward. Or I would fall back and then I would fight to get long and I would get my long placement back. So whichever your coach teaches, whichever direction you're going, but we're fighting for that placement after getting knocked backwards. After that, we can take it up to the feet. So instead of being on the ground, you'd be doing exactly the same thing. So you're just thinking about landing to one side, landing that shoulder. Obviously, we don't want to get tackled in this direction. But if we can get good habits even here, then it's easy to go anywhere else. So we would just think about landing on the ground, right? Knee, hip, shoulder, all the way down, ball protected, hands don't reach for the ground, and we would just practice that a few times. So we would again practice coming down, knee, hip, shoulder. I'm buttoned up, my head never touches the ground, and I come back. And again, obviously we can take that from here, and then we can reach for that staple placement, or we can fight to get long. This rugby ball is a 2020 rugby ball, completely deflated. So once we've got falling backwards, we'd start working on other directions too. Our classic first thing we teach as rugby coaches is usually this knees, hip, shoulders coming down to the side. I think that's good. I think we can also get a little bit habitual about having our legs stuck together, and that's definitely a worst case scenario that we would rather avoid, right? So how do we want to take contact? We want to take contact, rugby ball pulled away from it, having our fend out there, right? And we're stepping into that contact point. So we can practice it with either foot, but we're thinking about falling towards the rugby ball side because we're fending to the other one, and just get active with it. So we're here, we're fending when we get hit. How do we take that contact? Well, same way we just practiced, right? We're coming down to the hip, to the shoulder, hands never reach towards the ground. And we ramp things up slowly. So initially, same way we always teach it. Feet are together, knees, hip, shoulder. And then we get rocking to, maybe I'm here, fall. And then maybe I got my footwork messed up and I was the other direction. Same thing, we fall in that direction. Taking the impact, knees, hip, shoulder. Same thing with working on placements. Where's my own team in that situation? You can put your own team on any side as you're drilling this. And then we want to pick it up so that we're actually jogging. So you're thinking about jogging along, tackle comes in, and I take that hit. Again, knees, shoulders, or excuse me, knees, hips, shoulders. As I take that fall, ball's protected to my chest, head never touches the ground, I'm buttoned up as I go. Great ways to practice that falling, taking it up to that full-blown jogging as we go. We should also practice falling forward, right? Because sometimes your ankles get taken out from under you and you fall forward. Biggest thing is we all want to reach for the ground, and that's how we break wrists. So I like to teach when I'm teaching rugby and I'm teaching front falling, that ball comes to the chest and we go into that try scoring position. So we're thinking about falling forward, same thought process, the knees go first, my upper body comes second, my neck gets short, and my hands come into my chest. So I'm thinking about falling forward, reaching for the ground. This is a very, very dead rugby ball, so I'm sorry about that. But so again, thinking about falling forward, but doing it as we come forward. Forearm is fine to touch the ground. Wrist is not fine to touch the ground. Forearm fine, palm and wrist not fine. That's how we break stuff. So this, fine. This, not fine. Make sense? Ball tucked up. Again, we can pick up pace and we can practice jogging into it. So we're fully back, we're coming in and we're practicing, whoa, feet got taken out, dive in. And again, making placements off of it. So is that the staple placement, where we're back towards our own team? Or is that a Superman placement, where we've gotten long, we scored the track, and now we need to get long back the other direction? We can practice all those things.